All right, let's talk about taking back control of our digital lives. And we're going to start with, probably the most chaotic place on the entire internet, your email inbox. Let's dive right in.
So let me just ask you this, point blank. Does your inbox feel less like a tool for communication and more like, like a battlefield? If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone.
I mean, these are the frustrations we all deal with, right? That constant, nonstop flood of spam. Those really scary phishing emails that make you second-guess everything. That little knot of anxiety in your stomach every time you hear about another massive data breach. And of course, that blur between work and home life that just seems to get worse and worse. It's totally exhausting.
So the root of this whole problem is that your main email address is under this constant, daily siege. I mean, it is the key to your entire digital kingdom. And honestly, it's way more exposed than you probably realize. Just think about it for a second. We use that one primary email for literally everything, don't we? Signing up for newsletters, shopping online, social media accounts, all our work tools, everything. And every single time we type it in, we're basically handing over our digital passport, which just opens the door to more spam, more scams, and a bigger risk when a company gets hacked.
But what if I told you there was a really elegant solution to this very modern problem? Well, there is. It's time to meet the hero of this story, the email alias.
Okay, so what is an email alias? At its core, it's just a forwarding address. It looks and acts like a totally normal email, but anything sent to it goes straight to your main inbox. This is a game changer because it means you can create unique, separate addresses for all the different services you use, but you can still manage all your mail from one single place.
You know what? Let's forget all the technical stuff for a second. The absolute easiest way to think about an alias is just as a nickname for your real email, right? You wouldn't give your full legal name and home address to every single person you meet on the street. An alias is just like that. It's the friendly nickname you use to protect your true identity online.
And these little nicknames have some serious superpowers. They dramatically boost your security and your privacy. They act as a shield against spam and phishing attacks. They help you stay anonymous when you need to be. And they let you build a nice, clean wall between your personal and professional lives.
So now that you know what an alias is, let's get into how to actually use them the right way. Because not all aliases are created equal, and picking the right type of alias for the right job is absolutely key.
Now, there are a few different flavors of aliases out there, but for most of us, there are two types that are just incredibly useful. You've got your disposable aliases for those temporary one-off signups, and then you have forwarding aliases to help separate the different parts of your life. Let's break those down.
Disposable aliases are just brilliant. Think of them as a use and toss email. You know when you need to sign up for some website you don't really trust, just to download a PDF or get a one-time coupon? You just generate a disposable alias. Once you're done with it, you can literally just delete it, and any spam they try to send you in the future just vanishes into thin air.
Forwarding aliases, on the other hand, are built to be a bit more permanent. These are absolutely perfect for building that wall between all the different hats you wear. You could have one alias just for online shopping, another one for professional networking on sites like LinkedIn, and a totally different one for your social media. They all forward to your main inbox, but your primary address stays hidden and your messages stay perfectly organized.
So let's see how this really works in practice. How does an alias actually shield you when you're out there on the wild west of the internet?
Honestly, the difference is just night and day. Without an alias, your real email address is right there on the front lines, totally exposed to every threat. But with an alias, you've created a shield. The alias is what takes all the risks. It's the one that sits in those breached databases. It's the one that soaks up all the spam, while your actual email address stays safe, private, and clean.
As one source puts it so well, aliases literally act as a shield. They protect your primary email from all that unwanted exposure. It's not just a passive buffer. We're talking about active, ongoing protection.
So let's break down that protection even more. First, you avoid phishing. It's pretty simple. Scammers can't send a targeted attack to an email address they don't even know exists. Second, you limit the damage from data breaches. So that online store you used an alias for gets hacked? Who cares? It's just the alias that's exposed, not your primary digital passport. And finally, you get to control your own digital footprint. If an alias starts getting slammed with spam, you just turn it off. It's that simple.
Feeling a little more powerful now? Good. Let's make you an alias master. It just takes a few simple best practices.
Here's your simple 3-step plan to success. Number 1, use a password manager. Seriously, in this day and age, this is non-negotiable for keeping all those accounts secure. 2, every so often, review your aliases. Maybe once a quarter, just do a quick cleanup and delete any that you don't need anymore. And 3, and this is the most important one, keep your primary email account locked down tight with a strong, unique password and 2-factor authentication.
But you have to remember this crucial point. An alias is a fantastic shield, but that shield isn't going to do you much good if the gates to the castle are left wide open. Your primary email account is the absolute core of your digital identity. You have to protect it above everything else.
So as we start to wrap this up, the power of using aliases is crystal clear. You are drastically reducing your risk, you're enhancing your control, and you're giving yourself the flexibility you need to build a much safer, more organized digital life.
When it comes right down to it, email aliases are not some complicated trick just for tech experts. They are a simple, incredibly powerful tool that anyone can use to put you, not the marketers, not the spammers, and not the hackers, back in the driver's seat of your digital identity.
Your digital identity really is a story, one that you're writing every single day. Using aliases is one of the best ways to make sure that you're the one holding the pen. So I'll just leave you with this question. How are you going to protect your story?